My name is Lauren Havens, and I'm going to be annotating Voices in the Park by Anthony Browne. The author of the article that we read stated that color, line, and shape communicate meaning in a nonverbal and visual manner. So I thought I would start with how the Anthony Browne uses color to communicate meaning through his illustrations. So I'd like to start with this page here. This is the voice of the dad. I needed to get out of the house, so me and Smudge took the dog to the park. Now the colors that are used on this page are very low intensity, dark and muted tones. There are lots of brown. We have the brown in the wall. The buildings are gray and dark. The trees are dark black. This lamppost is dark. The sidewalk is dark gray. This is gray. And then we look at what the dad is wearing. He's wearing a dark, kind of looks green, but dark muted jacket with a black hat, gray pants and black shoes. And we do see a little bit of color with the little girl with her red coat and light blue jeans, which I'll talk about more in just a little bit. But this picture with all of the dark muted colors portrays despair, sadness, and depression. You can pick up meaning from this page that the dad is depressed and sad, and we find out why when we turn the page, and that he's looking for a job. But everything is just dark and muted and really depressing. Now this is when he's walking. They are walking to the park. Now on this side, they are returning home from the park, and the text over here says, Smudge cheered me up. She chattered happily to me all the way home. So I'd like to talk about some of the colors on this page. This page is more bright, cheery. We have twinkle lights, more bright colors. We have primary colors over here in the buildings, yellow, green, red, orange. This lamp now has a green stand with a white, it's turned into a flower, white lamp. Here we have some beautiful bright stars. We have down here, yellow wall, the red here. The street is yellow now. If you look at the dad, now he's wearing a red scarf. And this little girl, now you can see more of what she's wearing, her red coat with her yellow star. These colors give off more of a hopeful, cheerful, optimistic, and you can tell that his perspective has changed as he's coming back from the park, which I would also like to point out that they are walking to the left, which they're walking home. This one they're walking to the right, which means they're walking on to an adventure based on the article. So the colors just give a different perspective. Here he's feeling more depressed and sad. Here he's feeling cheered up and more optimistic as he walks home with his daughter and dog. So now I'd like to talk about shapes. And I'm going to use these same two pictures because they're just so rich of meaning. So the author talked about shapes when they're pointed, having more anxiety and fear. So I'm going to use my pen actually. So here we have some jagged glass at the top. This really does give off a feeling to me personally of some anxiety. We have squares on the sidewalk, just hard lines. We have the tree branches that are just there's no soft leaves on them. The shapes are just hard and straight and pointed. We have, what else did I say here? I'd also point out that the tree limbs are pointing down. So even this lamp is pointing down. We have some sharp edges here with the frames. Sharp edges here with a really sad sign, wife and millions of kids to support. He's got some sharp edges here with his box. This is also a sharp edge here with the curb. Then we contrast it with this page as they're walking home. So the author talked about when shapes are in the upper half, it talks about freedom and happiness and triumph. So if we just focus on this part of the page, we have the tree limbs are now going up, just indicating that just more optimism and happiness. We have the lamp, which is pointing up now too. We have his hand pointing up, their faces are pointing up. She's looking up at her dad. We have rounded curves, which mean comfortable and safe. So I'm looking at the stars, they're rounded just to give that feeling of comfort and safety. We have this heart. In the previous page, the heart was broken, but here it is complete. Vertical shapes, which suggests more exciting and energy. So vertical shapes. So here I was thinking of this. This is vertical. Again, just things are pointing up. So the leaves are pointing up, or the branches. We have Godzilla over here. Is that Godzilla? No, King Kong pointing up. Let's see what else. I also like to point out that here the sidewalk is different. So there aren't any lines here anymore as it was before. And the bricks here the bricks are different here. All right, so moving on, the last thing I would like to talk about is point of view. So this is Charles's point of view. The author talked about a long view being more detached. So we have the little boy standing in the shadow of his mom. You can also see mom's hat in the shapes. It's almost like mom is always watching. She's always there. Charles is positioned on the left, and the author talks about that being potentially confined to a space. And if he's under his shadow of his mom, he's not going anywhere. She's really got a hold on him. In contrast, we have Smudge's point of view on this page. So Smudge is on the upper half of the page in the center. And the author talks about that relating to freedom, happiness, and triumph. She's on the center of the page, so she is more important, which is from the article. So maybe she just thinks of herself. She thinks highly of herself, which is great. She's very confident. And this page does not have any framing. It's full bleed, no framing. The total experience we can view from within really how she is feeling. So that is how I saw point of view, shapes, and colors in Anthony Browne's Voices in the Park. Thank you.